the world card. So yeah, this might take a bit. So we're going to go into showing you the other thing, which is the pellets real quick. So I don't have this one running, but let me go ahead and activate it. So right here I have a whole different process. This is for making the pellets, which you will need a pellet to make. Going back to the justice card, you need the reprocessed fuel, which is through either salt or hydrochloride and 1 plutonium pellet. To make the plutonium pellet is quite simple. We have the pellet over here. Pretty much it takes plutonium, water, and fluorite dust. And then it will make plutonium pellets. Now, I got this going in 2 directions. So, but pretty much to get plutonium, you got to throw the nuclear waste through an isotopic centrifuge and throw it through a pressurized reaction chamber. And then the polonium pellets, so throwing it through the neutron activator, and then same thing through the pressurized reaction chamber. Now, the solar neutron activator, you will end up being this again, but pretty much to craft it is right here. And how it works, it doesn't require direct energy, it requires sunlight. You cannot upgrade these, but they are moving as fast as they already can. So when it gets to that point, eventually this will just die out. It doesn't have enough to keep it running. It actually has plenty. It's actually going through it pretty quick. But the determination of how quick this actually moves is how much energy you're pumping into it. So the more energy, the quicker it'll move. So this is where building the biggest fission reactor and turbine actually does come into some use. Because if you're not pumping enough fuel, but you're pumping more than enough energy, you will be waiting on fuel. If you're not pumping enough energy, you're going to be waiting on that. So we're going to just really kick this off. I think that's the highest I'm going to be able to get it going. But let's show enough that we got one. Okay. Let's go into building this, shall we? So, let's see. We went over what it's used for. Crafting each block, we'll go over real quick. So we'll go ahead and grab this stuff. Okay. Crafting the casing takes 4 polonium pellets and 1 plutonium pellet. And 4 HDPE sheets, which you might already have made. If you don't, that's fine. To make it, it's through sending a HDPE pellet into an enrichment chamber. To make that, you need to send some substrate into a pressurized reactor chamber using oxygen and liquid ethylene. And to get liquid ethylene, which should have gone over, but we would have we went over prior, but we're gonna go. No, we won't go over it. In fact, that we cut. Okay, and then liquid ethylene. Now, to make the SPS port, you need 4 of those casings and 1 ultimate control circuit. You only get 1 of these per craft, so this gets a little expensive. The next thing is the supercharged core. I'll change that name in the thing, but yeah. 3 copper ingots, 2 ultimate control circuits, 3 of those polonium pellets, and 1 laser which scrapped that 3 refined reinforced alloys, 2 energy tablets, 1 steel casing, and 1 diamond. Now, the reason why I say this gets a little expensive is just the amount of blocks you need. To make this, now this is, you need 120 structural glass, which is optional. Which more than likely you're going to go with the structural glass due to how expensive you just saw the casings are. 8 of those SNS ports, 6 superheated, not heated, the coils, and then 57 casings if you use structural glass, 177 if you don't. Yeah, it's a lot. Now, let's go over how to build it. I'm going to use this, but I'm going to show you guys how I build it. So I usually start with 1 universal cable. I throw an SPS port on top, and then I throw a coil. Then I'm going to do a 3x3. 3 more on each of those edges. And then I fill that with the casings, as seen right here. And there you go. At that point, you just copy doing that 6 times. But we'll go ahead. I'll breeze through this real quick. And as we put this last block on, get our particles saying that, hey, you have finished it. But we actually haven't finished yet. Remember, I said 8 ports. So now, we're going to throw, you can throw a port on any spot realistically. The only thing is that you just need 8. Because one's going to be for porting in the polonium, and then one is to extract the antimatter. Then, as I say, you put it into a chemical crystallizer, and this is how you make it. Take 2 fluorite, 4 refined obsidian ingots, 1 supreme machine frame, and 2 of the ultimate circuits. I actually do hope this helped you guys out. One thing I normally do is that when I do this, I usually will, like, as you can see here, I put the cables all around. That way, no matter what the power is going into it, from any angle. Yeah, I hope this helped you guys out on the supercritical phase shifter. Because you might be waiting a bit on this, unless you decide to build this after. Nope. Hopefully this helped you out. If you built this after a lot of buildup of the waste, you might get what you need pretty early. But if you didn't, don't worry. Go check out the rest of the pack. Get yourself prepared for the next part. But in the next video, we will be going over the fusion reactor, which is definitely my favorite. And, well, I'll see you guys then.